All right, y'all. Hussein Farhat, Greg Doucette, Anabolic Stick. Shout out to Bubba. Why? Because Bubba had a video about it, and he put a clip of one of my videos saying, I don't think he's natty in there. All right, so a couple seconds in. So y'all type in those names and type in Bubba, and you'll probably see his latest video, and you'll see me in the video. But watch this video first, all right? Because I want to talk about that situation, even though I said I was done talking about the situation. But I have to do justice to what I was just thinking about. I just drove from Walmart and I did a little bit of shopping, and on my way home, I thought about it, right? Y'all see the crunches. I was gonna use that for injury video prop in my next video. But I gotta say this first, because this is the biggest problem in the fitness industry. Also, shout out to Sheriff, who actually competed in the same competition against Hussein Farhat. What's the problem with this? Hussein Farhat is like the biggest fake natty right now, right? Is he a fake natty? Is he actually natural? Before I say anything else, I'm gonna say everything I say in this video is for educational purpose only, and also it's alleged, right? If I say anybody did something, I don't mean they actually did it. I don't know them. I don't see what they're doing. I don't see what they're not doing. So like the video, subscribe, and let's get into it. The biggest problem in the fitness industry are not these names that I'm naming. It's the situation that could be happening. The fake nattiness, the false hope that people give people. And when I say fake natty, I mean this, but it's not limited to just people who take PEDs and steroids and stuff. That's the biggest thing in the fitness community, the biggest problem with fake natties, but also people who get BBLs and then tell you a booty workout. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you get a BBL, that's on you. I'm not saying that's the problem. I don't like it. I'm not into it. But at the same time, there are people who are. To each his own, you do what you do. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you do things through fake means and then tell people you did it naturally, which, yes, of course, that's nobody's business, but it is. It's everybody's business. Why? Okay, let's say one day I hit the lottery and get $10 million, right? And to keep my money going, I start a course on how to get rich. But since I'm rich, I'm teaching people how to get rich. I'm selling a course, but I really don't know how to get rich. But I'm taking these people money, allegedly for educational purposes only, right? That's not fair. That's not right. All right? So if I dieted, I diet and exercise for mine. I'm natural. All right, y'all seen the physique. Y'all seen how I look. Y'all seen the before and afters. Y'all seen my strength, throughout the years. Y'all seen all of that. So anybody that knows what was natty or not should be able to go through my catalog and tell that I'm natty. Even though you don't know me, you're not with me every day, it doesn't prove anything. But compare my physique to his, right? So this is the perfect timing to say this. All right, you got somebody who's on the front burner of the natty or not situation. Also, before I say that, I'm gonna say thank you, Greg, because in my in this field, it was either me or him, right? And with you being tied up in this, it gives me room to blow up past you with the real, because people gonna choose. They gonna choose the fake or they gonna choose the real. They gonna choose the natty or they gonna choose the not natty. If you are trying to stay natty, which I advise, health is wealth. A lot of people, we done lost a lot of bodybuilders throughout the years. Rest in peace to everybody that we lost. You know what I'm saying? The beginning of this year, not even the first quarter of this year, how many? Last year is uncountable. My biggest encouragement, especially to the impressionable youth, is to stay natural. All right? Now, yes, as people get older, I don't really dig into that. I'm 42 years old myself. Should I go get my testosterone tested and see if I need to be on TRT or HRT? I don't think so. I don't think so. Everything's working the way it's supposed to work. My strength is where it's supposed to be. I eat healthy. I do things. I'm way above average in the gym. I'm way above average in physique. I'm way above average in health. Right? I'm not going to start putting things in my body that can mess that up. My thing is I try to show people that it can be done naturally. No, I'm not going to be 200 and something pounds all muscle and shredded. I'm 170 right now, give or take a pound. Shredded and natural. A lot of people will hear 170, but that sounds skinny. When you don't have any body fat on your body, it's just muscle. It doesn't look skinny when I take a shirt off. I wear the wrong shirt, I don't know what I look like in this. I wear the wrong shirt, look like I don't lift at all. I just wear a tighter shirt. Not skin tight, not like that, but like tight enough to show my figure. You know what I'm saying? I don't need 30, 40 pounds more muscle. Would I want 10 or 15 pounds more muscle than I can get? Yes, but that's part of the beauty. The beauty is chasing it, right? So the biggest problem in the fitness industry right now is the fakeness. Then you got people who will do the things that these people are saying to do, not even just the names I named, but people in general. And they're not getting the results, and they think that they got bad genetics. They think that they're something's wrong with them. They think their hormones are. They start freaking out. I'm doing exactly what he said, and I don't look like him, or I don't look like her. Little do you know, they're not getting their looks from what, or their strength. I'm not as strong as that person. They're not getting it all from what they're doing. They're getting it all from what they're doing behind the scenes. The fake natties is the biggest problem in the fitness industry. It's the worst thing. Even the ones that got good advice. They're lying. Not naming these names. Not talking about just these names. But a lot of people are selling you products. Selling you false hope. Selling you snake oil. The same thing I said years ago. Watch out for the wolves. Watch out for the wolves. You gotta step back sometime. Look at the bigger picture. A lot of people think this ain't even really important to talk about. If you're trying to get into the fitness world, this is exactly what you need to learn. It's just like anything else. The main thing that you need to learn when you do anything, safety first, right? You need to learn how to stay safe. Because those things, that's not candy that they're popping if they're popping it. No matter what kinds it is, SARMs, injectables, orals, whatever. That stuff is not natural. And a lot of people will say, oh, well, you eat things that has this in it and that in it, and you take this. It's not the same as that. It is not. That's a whole different animal. All right? I might take pre-workout, creatine and stuff like that. Okay, that's like a kitten compared to a tiger. But I want to be a tiger. Okay. My thing is this. It's like the movie Paid in Full, right? I don't know who all seen that. That was actually based on a true story, but I'm not talking about the true story, right? I'm talking about the movie. Ace Boogie. He was working, for those who don't know, I don't want to spoil it for people that's going to watch the movie, right? He was working at a laundromat, and it was this older guy. He was the boss, but Ace Boogie used to look out the window all the time. He seen his homeboys who was out there selling that stuff, and his homeboys pulling up in the Saab with the gold BBSs. You know what I'm saying? Then he had this other dude that wasn't really his homeboy, but he knew him. But he used to talk to his dude's sister, and then he got locked up. And then the dude, he started selling for this other guy who needed some laundry, and he purposely left something in his pocket for the dude to find. And so he became his connection to get what they was getting, right? So, long story short, I don't want to really talk about all that, right? So, long story short, He tried to hide it. He was still working at the laundromat. He tried to hide it, right? The dude found it under some stuff. He was like, what's this? And then dude was like, so you got that bringing it in my store? Da, da, da. And then he was like, so he fired him or whatever. And rightfully so. But he was like, what you know about the game that Calvin knows? You know your boy just got busted for this, right? What you know about the game that he don't know, right? So that's what I'm saying, the danger. When you come into a game, you have to know the danger. That's why I be teaching things in the gym, like how to stay safe. And always, no matter how much I can lift, no matter if I'm bringing something back or I'm starting over or whatever, I tell people, I'm going this route so I can make sure I can reach my goal, but I can also make sure that I'm safe, that I'm injury free. Matter of fact, I was going to use this for the next video. I still am. This right here can happen to anybody. Blink of an eye. You can twist something. You can tear something. You can break something. The weights are unforgiving if you're doing them wrong. And one thing about it too, when you're on that stuff, yeah, you'll be able to lift a lot more weights. Your muscles will get strong fast. It'll get strong fast. The problem is your muscles will get stronger faster than your tendons. You tear something easier. Your injury rate goes up. And the fact that you're lifting more weight because you're stronger. More weight, I always tell people, is like a car crash. Okay, if I'm bench pressing the bar and it falls on my chest, I mess up, fall on my chest. Might hurt a little. Might hurt a lot, matter if it falls on my face or not. But if I got 300, 400, 500, 600 pounds on there and it does the same thing, it's gonna be way worse than just a 45-pound bar. If I pull a hamstring deadlifting with 135 pounds compared to if I do it with 500, 600, 700, 800 pounds, it's going to be a 9-day difference. If I crash into a tree at 2 miles an hour, it's going to be a 9-day difference if I did it at 100 miles an hour. Like, would I even be here to tell you about it? Think about it. Right? Weight loss. A lot of people are taking stuff. See, I ain't even on them dudes. This video ain't about them. Weight loss. People are taking all kind of stuff for weight loss nowadays. And they're not even looking up the side effects. This one lady was like, my stuff coming in, I'm gonna lose a whole bunch of weight, Anthony. You know, because she was asking me for advice, and I was like telling her advice, but she never took the advice, right? So, you know, people that don't want to listen, they go to shortcut. I'm gonna take this, whatever. I ain't gonna say their name with the stuff, right? I was like, ain't you worried about the side effects? She was like, there's side effects to it? She was surprised that I said side effects. So you gonna take it, you already got it in motion, and you didn't even look it up. That's the problem. And that's an older lady. Just think about these younger people that's out here. Their brains ain't even all the way developed yet. And people out here watching this stuff, and they're making decisions like that without a second thought. Without a second thought. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. To show that it can be done, and you don't need a buttload of muscle to look good, to look muscular. My thing is just look muscular than everybody. If I look more muscular than the average person, everybody's going to look at me as the muscular guy. Everywhere I go, work, Walmart, the gym, movies, to the zoo, the aquarium, wherever I go, if I go over somebody's house, which I don't never go over my house, I'm just naming things, right? Wherever I go, I'm usually the most muscular person in there. And if somebody's bigger than me, I'm leaner, so their bigness is usually from having way more body fat than me. And even if they have as much muscle as me, my symmetry from head to toe is unmatched. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of guys